Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, you have my June TBR. I did already have this intro and first couple books filmed, but as I was deleting old videos, I accidentally didn't pause and deleted the intro off my camera before I could upload it to my phone. So this month marks my 1-year anniversary on BookTube. And while my channel hasn't grown like maybe I would want to, I've been having so much fun and finding all sorts of readathons, including the one that's going to structure the vast majority of my TBR this month. And that is quest-a-thon. In quest-a-thon, which is a very new, very small, as what I've seen, readathon, you are taking a quest and there's various stages to the quest that I will link the originator and the runner of this readathon. I'll link her channel down in the description below. She describes very well in her intro video. There are several different boards of prompts and you have to complete a minimum of 2 prompts on each board to move forward. And you can use a single book for 2 prompts. So minimum you have to read 1 book for each board. There are a few other things thrown in, such as crises. I don't know whether or not I'm going to be participating in any of those. I do have some wiggle room in my TBR, but we shall see. So when I decided, instead of just 1 book for each board, I decided that I would try to find a book to match to every single prompt on the board. Now, I doubled up as many times as I could throughout. Here are the books that I have chosen. I have also tried to keep in mind a few updated goals. That video will be going out after this video, as well as my ongoing SCASL project books. So first we have The Merciless Ones, the sequel to The Gilded Ones, which I discussed in the first part of my SCASL project. I have an arc for this book and I'm counting it for 2022 release, as well as weapon on the cover. Next, we have an SCASL book, The In-Between. I'm using this for standalone as well as dual timeline. I believe that in this book, the characters are getting connected with a 100-year-old mystery and are somehow communicating with people back when this mystery originally took place. So I'm counting that as dual timelines. And I forgot that I mentioned in the previous filming of this video that I will do my best to tell you which prompts each book fits and why I think it fits those. Third, we have another arc, and that is The Children of Ragnarok. I am using this for fast pace and a cool weapon based solely on the summary. I can't tell if a book is fast paced or not until I read it. And it also mentioned magic, so I'm sure there's going to be some sort of cool magic weapons. Next, we have the third arc, and that is The Darkening. I am using that for debut author, as well as the prompt that includes all of the 5 races included in quest-a-thon: hobbits, mortals, elves, dwarves, and wizards. I'm sure there's at least one of those in this book. Next, I'm going to read Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. This is another SCASL book that I'm going to read for that project. I'm using it for has a romance and also a source of light on the cover. Yes, I know that the moon reflects light, but people use it as a source of light at times. Next, we have Only a Monster. This is one of the first bookses. This is one of the first book box books that I ever received. That's a tongue twister. Try to say that 3 times twice. And I am using that for the following prompts. I'm using that for BIPOC author. Vanessa Len is Malaysian and a couple other Asian ethnicities, as well as foiled cover. There's shiny foil. Next, we have Dress Coded. This is, again, another one of the SCASL books that I am reading for that project, and I'm using this book for the following prompts: found family and any kind of rep. As you can tell, there are several different kinds of rep that I think will be found in this book. Next, we have Measuring Up. Again, another SCASL book. I'm using this for bright cover, very bright, and optimistic character. From the description, it seems like this main character is determined to make things better for people in her life, and that sounds optimistic to me. Next, we have The Canyon's Edge. I'm using this for just one prompt, and that is contemporary. Next, we have The Dragon's Mage, which is another arc that I hope to read this month. I'm hoping, as you will see in my upcoming updated goals video, to get through my arcs. So I have made it a goal to have a minimum of 4 arcs on my TBR. I'm using The Dragon's Mage for the apprentice trope. The main character gets thrust into a realm with magic where she has to go to a training school. And then also for sci-fi or fantasy element, which The Dragon's Mage certainly fits. Next we have Santiago's Road Home, yet another book for the SCASL project, and I'm using this just for the prompt of favorite color on the cover, and I've said since I was a child that red is my favorite color. Next we have Skyward Flight. I hope to read the entirety of this book. As you will see, Cytonic makes it on this TBR as well. But for this one, I'm using it for more than one author because you have Brandon Sanderson and Jancy Patterson, and I'm also using it as part of a series. Next we have Cleo Porter and the Body Electric. I'm using this for just one prompt, and that is an author with the same first initial as me. This author has Jake with the J, same first initial. Next we have Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This is another one of the SCASL books for that project. I am using it for isolated setting. In the description it talks about the character going to an isolated farm in Northwest California, and I'm also using it for pretty cover. I think it's well designed. Next we have Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses, an SCASL book. I'm using this for the if and of or for and I'm also using it for a non-human character. I'm unsure, but it is hinted at the fact that there's going to be a werewolf involved at some point in this book. Next we have Hotel Magnifique, and I'm using this for just one prompt, and that's Has a Journey. Since the hotel travels all the time, that counts for having a journey. Next we have Cytonic, as I promised. I am using this for one-word title, as well as final book in a series, or last book in a series, simply because the actual final book in this series has not been published yet. This is really the only final book that I have available to me that I can keep going with my many projects going on. So here we go, Cytonic, and I will be all caught up with the Cytoverse. Next we have The Stardust Thief. I do have yet to haul this, although it has been in an unboxing video. I'm using this because according to someone who posted on the Discord, it has a morally gray character as well as a betrayal. Next we have Fighting Words. I'm using this for dark cover, thinking of the dark blue. It's not as dark, but I'm counting it, as well as mental health rep. I will get more into what counts as mental health in this book in the review, which, if I remember which part of the SCASL project it is in, I will link in the description down below once that video goes live. Next we have Operation Nemesis. I'm really excited to get to this. This is the one nonfiction officially on my list. I'm using it for red on the cover, as well as an anti-hero, because these men are carrying out assassination plots for a quote-unquote noble reason, but I think that counts as being an anti-hero. Next we have Book of Night by Holly Black. Again, another book that I have to haul officially, but it has been in an unboxing video. I'm using this for just one prompt, and that is a dark word on the cover, as in night. Although it could also count for her last name, Black. Next we have The Kingdom of Back. I'm really excited to get to this one. I'm using this for the prompt of has a map and also has a conflict. So every book is really supposed to have a conflict to drive the plot forward. So here we go. Next we have A Forgery of Roses. It was either this book or the other one that I mentioned earlier that was in the very first book box that I received. I'm using this for deckled or sprayed edges, as well as a new to me author. Next we have Portrait of a Thief. I'm using this for gold or silver on the color, counting the glasses, as well as 3 or more colors on the cover. We have 2 different kinds of blue, we have white, we have gold. And last of the official TBR, we have Shadow and Bone. I am finally getting around to the original Grishaverse trilogy. I'm using this for Chosen One, as well as Spooky Word in the title, and I'm going, oh, I was going with Bone, but then I remembered Shadow. So Shadow and Bone counts for that. So there you have it, my incredibly ambitious July TBR. I have a much more structured TBR this time around, but I have only 25 books on my official TBR, and at the time of filming, with about 6 days left in June, I've already read over 30 books. So I have no doubt that I'll be able to squeeze on some other, say, mood reads onto this TBR. So we shall see what else I read in this month. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.